Alright, y'all. I'm back. More. Oh, I'm back. More. Oh, I'm back. I'm back with more last Epoch. Game volume sounds kind of low. I'm gonna make another character. I was playing Paladin on my offline Sentinel. I wasn't really feeling it. I want to play Void Knight. I'm just gonna make a new character. I already started a Rogue. I was already playing Beastmaster, but I don't really care. I'm gonna be playing this game for probably some months or weeks. So I'm gonna do what I think is the funnest at the moment. I don't want to just try to play to the content, try to be a review guy. I just want to play the game and enjoy it. I want to play all the classes. I want to try all the masteries that I want to try. I want the echo from this where you like attack multiple times. That sounds dope. I'll make my name dope. Yeah, like, this is gonna be cool. Playing Void Knight, like Paladin was kind of underwhelming because all the abilities for it weren't really there. There were no Paladin abilities. There was like Smite,
Only tell
and there was like
myself.
a way to change your weapons to elemental, but it didn't seem like it would utilize
I was content with nothing.
everything I wanted to utilize.
She dreamt of light, of life, of humanity. We disagreed. And yet, in her world, there were gods. Mujasa of the desert, Largon of the sea, Rye of the endless skies, and Hierot of the frozen tundra. But fate stole Terra away. Without her, there was conflict, then wars. In the end, it was Rye who sought to outshine the sun that would pull the world into his flame. Caught within Rye's gaze were the Keepers, an order sworn to protect Eterra's memory and the power it still holds.
But yeah, this game's still, going for $30-something on Steam. You still get it.
Unexpected, a traveler willing to walk into the flames of war. But why? Was it honor they sought? Power? Redemption? Or was this fate? Perhaps. But no story is quite that simple.
And again, it looks like there's another Twitch drop. Yesterday it was like a cloak. Today there's a looks like a dog or a pet or something. And if you watch anyone play Last Epoch, including me, for an hour, you'll get that. I don't know how they get it to your account, but it looks like there's a new Twitch drop every day or something. At least for now, up to this point. So yeah, this is gonna be my third character, and this is already like the permanent ones I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna do Void Knight, I'm gonna do Falconeer, I'm gonna do Beastmaster. Unless I feel that I am not enjoying them as much as I want to be, or as much as I think I should be, I might switch to something else. Excuse me. We're still about 100K people streaming last Epoch. Tons of big streamers. Um, People are probably are kind of, I would assume, not going to make this like their main game. I don't know. I feel like they have something else they should get back to. I've already seen some streamers, um, on the list for streaming, and then, um, you go on their YouTube, they stream the game for 6 hours, right? It's up to them. That's their thing. If they want to play the game because it's new or something, like that's up to them. But I feel like that's a very disorienting, confused, energy sink in a way. It's like you generally would either not like it or enjoy it. It's hard to like play games like that. Like it's not like you're reviewing a product like a car, because you can utilize your old driving habits and the way you sit and how you'd want to be driving. In video games, you have to kind of sit in the middle of it and experience it and play it and absorb it. Really, you can't just barely play it or you'd barely get anything done. And that kind of goes back to what I always talk about, how the meta and the community are just so toxic to where even if you wanted to pull out of that old school community and understanding of games together, it'd be so toxic. It'd be even more detrimental to like your energy level, basically. Like people that are like professional chefs would take their cooking abilities into other places, whether it be at home or a new restaurant or something, and that would benefit them. And they could do that. It wouldn't really. It would basically be like using the resume, using their skills they already have. For video games, it'd be hard to do that because it's so terrible and toxic, and people always want to be the worst person at the moment, right? Like no one's ever the second worst person or whatever. They're always the worst person at that particular moment. It's almost like a wave of hatred. You pull up on stream. You got your boys, but in the background there's that wave of veteran gaming and toxicity that should have already washed over the game they're playing. But whether they stick around or not, they'll still basically pull up. It's kind of like Galactus or something like that, where Galactus sends his herald to the planet, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna mess this planet up," and then Galactus appears. And I'm saying, like, no one is Galactus. Everyone's just the Silver Surfer. They show up to a last epoch. They start kind of chipping away at the planet with their toxicity, and then eventually you hear the hum, the frequency change to just straight toxic community. This is our game now. This is our planet. And Galactus appears in the sky. It's like 1,000, veteran gamers from more toxic games that are like still relevant, World of Warcraft or something, and they just go bonkers, and you're just like a little civilian screaming on the planet, getting devoured. It's pretty funny if you get to see it, but if you have to participate in it, it's like fighting Galactus. It's like, why would I even fight Galactus?
To the goddess Eterra's memory, that he wishes to destroy us and steal Eterra's legacy. We can't let that happen.
It's like before a storm, before a big tidal wave comes, there's like the Grim Reaper walking the beach, or he's goofy because it's video gaming stuff. And he walks back and forth, because the water recedes. He's just walking back and forth, cracking jokes, trying to kind of crack away at the morale, and the sanity of the victims, soon-to-be victims. And eventually that wave comes. Then it's like, this is ours now. It's ours. This is Floodland. I'm comparing this to like a couple things. I'm comparing this to being like a chef who can actually bring their community to the future and new places. I'm comparing this, to Galactus being that basically community and that system where it's not good. And both those things are video game comparisons. Like, I'd rather have it be that maybe video game people were like chefs and they went to a new place and people thought that they could bring a lot of their history and wisdom with them. And they don't have to take them seriously. They don't have to say, oh, wow, you guys are like Gordon Ramsay, like, y'all are the greatest people ever. Just at least the level of respect, that a chef would have for himself. Not that people have to respect gamers, that gamers should at least respect themselves and not be like Galactus and Silver Surfer type stuff. So someone's gonna come in here and just beat that ass. Like, the Fantastic Four's gonna come and whoop that ass. And you're just gonna probably go and do it somewhere else. I actually looked on Twitter or Discord, and they're actually removing the bees. Like, this is a big thing. Like, refer me for the bees. Well, they're giving these away for free. They're saying, we've seen the bees, blah, blah, blah. And they decided just to let everyone have them. Which is nice. But right now they're focused on basically fixing the servers. They're not focused on getting us these cosmetics. They're basically saying once the servers are fixed, which I don't know how that'd be the same people doing it. Like, I don't know if they have everybody doing the same thing. Like, someone else should be doing that. Like, it should be like someone should already know what to do. If everyone does everything, someone doesn't have the energy or time to do what needs to be done when the time comes. Like, do we have like a big computer with a big red button that sends stuff to everybody? And you keep a better record of all this stuff. That's why I'm here. I'm the record keeper. I talk about the bees, I talk about the server issues, I talk about the free cosmetics, talk about Twitch drops. I talk about the meta. The meta to me right now probably is what people are playing. I don't know. Every class is baller. It doesn't probably even matter. You can play whatever you want. There is no meta. Not in this game. Not yet, at least. I feel like people will probably go Whirlwind because Whirlwind's a classic, renowned ability across tons of games. Whirlwind's probably up there. People are probably trying to play like Void Knight because it seems to me like the most, the personality of the gaming world. Volatile Reversal, Abyssal Echoes, Guiding Orb. Let me check what Void scales with. Void abilities. These abilities seem a little more cool, a little cooler. The Abyssal or the Void Knight. The Paladin seems kind of phony baloney. You get Healing Hands, which is just a healing ability. Sigil of Hope, which is just a buff. Which is fine, right? That's fine. But I want to play Paladin by myself, or I don't want to just be the sport. And you have Judgment. Like, all you'd really have is Judgment. You'd be using the Sentinel, the Sentinel's basically set, and not really get much out of the Paladin. I want to get something out of the class. I want to use Void Cleave. That's like what kind of made me want to play Void Knight. I want to be able to get something out of the mastery, not just kind of play Sentinel, and then the Paladin's kind of tacked onto it. Like, I didn't feel like there was anything added to it. It seemed easy. I feel like they didn't explain. They didn't explain anything, but I just feel like they didn't explain the depth that you gain from Sexualization, to where you may see a support skill and like healing hands, and you'll be able to upgrade it. It'll make it beautiful. It'll make it amazing. All right, like healing hands can do damage, but in the opposite direction, a lot of these, you know, not support skills, these mainline damaging abilities can kind of get ruined, or kind of soiled by a lot of the specializations. So like I feel like that could have been mentioned. Like maybe this will be how you perceive it. That's what I would think. Like these support skills get so cool once you like have specializations, but sometimes, you know, I feel like the specialization and passives or some of the damage abilities kind of outshine what the initial ability should look like and how it should feel, like how it should impact the game. But you know, I love the game. Anything I'm saying isn't a game-breaking issue. I haven't found anything like that to where I need the game to be changed right now.
Was there a family? It was my mistake. They were cornered.
I'm not calling this a perfect game. I'm calling it a game that is within the lines, right? A game that everything that I experience
Are you also here for the peace? Good. Name's Gray.
falls within the lines. You bowl, you throw up the bumpers, whatever, throw up the border, and everything falls within that. It's all there. You know, even kind of trying to communicate with the devs. If you want to, you can tweet them, you can message them on Discord, you can ask someone else on the Discord about it, and you get a mostly positive response. It renewed my faith. This game renewed my faith in lower level games. A lot of time lower level games are better, but it's just because they're better. It's not because they're good. You're just playing them in a void. Like this is a game you play in the void with no influence or hope of playing anything else, and it's fine. It's good.
Destruction. And for what?
I think I'm gonna say that I like the Sentinel's mainline abilities the most out of any class so far. He has Whirlwind, Warpath. He has Vengeance. You know, he has all types of cool stuff. I think I'm just gonna go Warpath. I think there's Void Warpath. Echo, I mean. Go for the Echo. So, Echo basically goes off of Bell. Looks like it scales off Vitality for some reason. Does it take some of your health? Doesn't say attunement. It usually would say attunement if it's scaled. So like if you go Smite, it scales attunement. Attunement. But you can see the fire emblem, but I'm guessing the void stuff scales off of something other than something else other than attunement, basically. And growing up on nothing nice.
Where'd you learn to fight?
I think the Sentinel's gonna be my favorite class. I think once I get the Void stuff together, it's gonna overtake Beastmaster Primalist for my favorite class.
Quick, before it reaches town.
I saw a streamer playing. I don't mention any streamers' names because they're either big, and mentioning them's like acknowledge me, right? Like I'm just kind of going off of their scope. I'm not going off of the individual repertoire I have with them because I don't know them. I'm going off of like the fact that they're a big streamer. And they're using hammer toss. I thought it was goofy because hammer toss is goofy to me. They had like rotating hammers, like they went into hammer throw big. Right? Where's the one that makes the hammers rotate? I'm not, you know what I'm saying. You know, I think they had catapult. I don't know if they had that yet. The hammers were spinning in circles, and it made me think that hey, this guy's using hammers. Like, I think hammers are goofy, but watching him play, like, that's cool. Hammers are cool. I don't know. There's something about making hammers throw or cost or they're thrown in circle. Oh yeah, Nova. I think this is what this is. I don't know. But using hammer throw, like that was his main thing. Like he would just use hammer throw, and the hammers would spin around him, and that was what he did. I was like, bro, you're completely missing the potential of a very impactful, big explosive, you know, sentinel. You're like playing, you're throwing hammers. Hammer throw. Like it wasn't even doing. It wasn't even. It almost like they weren't allowing themselves to potentially experience the game, where it's like epic. Like they were just being like super laid back, just throwing hammers. And I've seen the same streamer do a lot of things like this, where it's like no one would even say anything that he's doing it not wrong, but he's like kind of utilizing the wrong things. Like they were playing World of Warcraft, and they were like doing damage on a blood death knight. Like I was like, why are they doing this? It's like somebody who doesn't metagame or not metagame but min-max, and whoever min-maxes is like, wow, this is like hard to watch because so casual. You know, such a casual response to even someone saying you shouldn't do that. It's like, whatever, man. It was entertaining though. You know, it inspired me to kind of acknowledge what that could be. Like, what if I actually threw hammers?
Sounds like their the keepers have done well. A group tied closely, even their names. It's these mystery.
It made me acknowledge the hammers, right?
I must head there now.
Made me appreciate the hammers. Even if I didn't agree with the play style and how it should be more min-maxy, spamming, you know, Warpath or whatever, it made me acknowledge what the hammers could be. No sarcasm. Like, I know the hammers could spin around in a circle. I wasn't respecting the hammers. Like, I'm not gonna go and look for acknowledgement from people
I cannot do that.
for the simple fact that I want promotion, just to kind of burn
was just telling me of your
my bridge with them personally. I don't even know them,
One of they're gone. Balthus and I
and just
remain,
use them.
and Balthus is busy checking on us.
Like, at least put more effort into it, right?
Not much, I'm afraid. You are, and I'm even now.
Like, you can make a video about them and say, look how goofy this is. This guy's so goofy, so goofy, he's goofy, he's goofy, he's goofy, he's goofy.
Do this, and our alliance is.
And people are like, who are you talking about? We're talking about this guy. This guy's big. This guy's a big dog. He's a big dog. What are you talking about? He's goofy. He's goofy, right? Like you're just making it seem like you're just superior to them, right? Like I see people make videos about other content creators. That's like how they were made. Like, they're like a leech in a way. Like no one woke up today preparing you to just make stuff out of them. They would just be like, wow, like what a great guy. Like he's so much better than me. Makes them like they're like stupid old people. Like just some stupid old person you just pick with them. Alright, so I can until I get consent or someone tells me that they're gonna promote me,
Not do that.
then there's no promotion, there's no acknowledgement. Right? People in a way don't understand how that a lot of time works. People are kind of operating a giant machine that is a basically you know, influences and affects a lot of people. It's not like a one-on-one boxing match. Like someone like a fighter's like in the zone, they don't even talk to people. It's really goofy at the end of the day. Like talking to people isn't gonna mess you up. They're in the zone, they don't even acknowledge people. They're not about the hype. They're all business. And that's how like a fighting you know, a fighting community works or a fighting like UFC works, right? Or like that's not how this works. It's not like I could just kick the door down and beat someone up and say, "Look, man, I beat you up, but look, we got paid." You know, it drew in, you know, it sold tickets. This isn't a ticket selling business. This isn't a ticket selling. This isn't boxing, right? A lot of people have became a big streamer or content creator because of their relationship with the people that are around them, not because they're both silent nerds who just who hate each other, right? It's because somehow they found a way to connect on a higher level, other than the fact that they were like play World of Warcraft. And it's cool because you'd want everyone to have that ability, and not just be like a boxer. Like that's kind of miserable. Just getting injured or having to fight your whole life for money and selling tickets where you could just be a nicer person and just talk to the people. Like, I'm not a boxer. I'm not in here like jumping up and down. You know, the music's playing. I'm just walking my head down. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm about to go in there and do what I gotta do. Like, people take that stuff seriously. People aren't that vocal or loud or high energy outside of their boxing persona. Like, that becomes them. They're even like a wrestler. Like, a wrestler is like like, people take them seriously. Like, not being so serious. The match was like 20 minutes long. Life isn't training and fighting. That's surviving. You're like in survival mode. You're in survival mode, boy. I feel like, no, I don't recommend survival mode. I don't recommend people scraping and trying to survive to get on top and hurting people. Whether that be you didn't hurt it that bad or they can take it, right? Like, okay, but like, don't make me have to like beat you up too. Like, if you started targeting like someone I was watching and then you couldn't finish the job or you couldn't really make a good point of why you were doing it, I'd probably attack you or something, right? Like, I'd be like, what are you doing, bro? Get out of here. I'll follow up. Like, if it was wrestling and I saw you like storm the ring as a fan and it was really harmless in your eyes, it didn't hurt anybody, people would be like, nah, bro, that's the Don of wrestling, that's the king of wrestling. I'm going to beat the guy up or I'm going to scream at him, right? Like, you don't have to go into survival mode. You don't have to hurt your social credit trying to be acknowledged or be a part of it. You could have just screamed at the wrestler and said something unique. You didn't have to just like streak the field, go in the field streaking. It's not like back in the days where it's like this Coliseum and the Emperor sits on like his chair. Everyone's waiting for his judgment. All right, let me see which out of Vengeance and out of Vengeance and Repose, Rive, which one of them have the better Void Knight build? It looks like this has Echoes, which is Void Knight tech, but Vengeance doesn't. Vengeance has 0 Void Knight potential. Because it's like a tanky, it's more of a tanky way of playing, so I'm gonna not go Vengeance, I'm gonna go Rive. So, level 8, I'll probably throw Shield Bash, Javelin. I'll probably throw Rive into my specialization, level 8. And I'll probably start building up more of a Void Knight build before I even get Void Knight. But if people think that I'm trying to be like the ultimate gamer, no, like, you know, the hardcore champion of wrestling who doesn't have a personality, you know what I'm saying? Someone who hates on people for having personality and not having wrestling ability. Like a lower level being in a way. Someone who like doesn't have to be smart or communicative because they're the hardcore champion. Like, I'm not really trying to do that. Right? I'd rather people ride the wave and frequency of enjoying the social impact the streamer has, or the comfort that the streamer brings them, and not think I'm like the god of video games. Like, I'm not the Undertaker. I'm not just some silent, grave-digging wrestler slayer. Like, you know about wrestling, you have like Randy Orton. Like, I feel like his character didn't develop beyond him faking out people that were established already. And him being like a young wrestler, and who still has the person of a young wrestler, kind of sucks butt. He sucks. Like, now he's a legend, basically. He's established, and he has nothing to show for it. Other than kicking people's butt. Like, he's like the oldest wrestler compared to the other wrestlers that are young. Like, I'm not Randy Orton, I'm not The Undertaker. Like, all Randy Orton really did was, you know, RKO a bunch of legends. And the legends really, all they really were able to do was live off their legacy, and not the fact that they can beat anyone up or do anything. They couldn't even get back up, really, right? You can't get back up from that. It's almost like a good story point, right? It's like the most devastating story point. It doesn't really affect anyone's actual existence. Like most things would. Like if you were wrestling around a bunch of lower level wrestlers and kind of talking down to them, and they wouldn't really increase your stock. Or if Randy Orton beat you up and you were like Hulk Hogan, it might have helped you out in the long run. Or like, I'm still a legend, he killed me, but like that was his, that's for him to capitalize on, right? There's no one who got killed by Randy Orton who's like, all right, now I build the tombstone and I stay here. Like, it's up to him to kind of take that further. I don't want to have to RKO anybody to make a name for myself and then not have a name other than I be RKOing people. It's toxic. It's like if I was like some democratic little kid and I like RKO'd old men. And then I was an old man one day who had nothing to my name, and I was just like, I RK old men. Like, if you have something, that means in your mind you probably did something wrong. You could have literally fed on the stairs and smashed a bug. And someone thought it was funny because you like were shocked. Like, wow, like, are you like an evil dictator now? I definitely don't want any smoke with anyone who's the hardcore champion wrestling who can't talk to people. I don't want any problems with those people either. I don't want someone to say, wow, this guy thinks he can talk crazy to me because I'm all business. I'll show him all business. He'll kick my door in and slam me out throw me out the window. And I'll be like, dang, that guy's all business. But like, I didn't even see him coming. It's like, you know, one of my other points, that people are a victim of circumstance, and they used it to build an identity. Like, the fact that I wasn't around Hulk Hogan when he was coming up makes me someone who isn't on his level, or, you know, he's like beyond me. Now I'm gonna beat him up. He's old man now, I'm gonna whoop him. Like, one day you'll be like them, and you'll either be Hulk Hogan or you'll be, you know, you can almost say comparatively nobody, depending on what you did. If you just beat people up that were legendary, then that's what you do. It's like someone who's in the streets, you're not gonna be known for anything other than hurting shit. If I was in the streets, I would be someone who probably wore like a cab driver's hat or something and had it pushed up from the back. I'd hurt stuff. And you wouldn't know about me because hurting stuff isn't nothing really to brag about or build your name off of. You would just know that I'd hurt shit. I'd walk around with my shoulders kind of floating over the rest of my body like just a head. And I'd just be attitude mode. They'd be like, this guy is really gonna hurt somebody. And I'm going to clap. I'm going to clap. Oh, I can't really use the club. Because it's butt cheeks. You can't use it. I just dropped the club. No, I just dropped the other thing. Wait. Oh, I have negative, mana anyway. I can use the club. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck with 0 mana? This isn't good. I don't know what that means. Was I banned? Okay, my mana's going back up. I don't know what occurred just then. That was strange. I am thoroughly confused, disoriented. Second, you know, we're asking as bad guys. Sometimes bad guy achieves his goal. It's time to move on. So you can't just keep being a low-level villain. Like, no one in wrestling expected anyone bad guy to really take over the world and reign uncontested. Like, you already won, bro. Just move on. Do something else. It's almost like somebody who doesn't get when the joke is over and they're just kind of benefiting from beating people up, bullying people, really. Like a bully might use a joke that everyone understands, but he'll use it so much, and such a degree, it's like a weapon more than anything. Like if Randy Orton's career was to be amounted to anything, it wouldn't be a legacy, it'd be a weapon. It's just a weapon used to destroy people that aren't even legendary at some point. Like, he'd be wrestling these days, and he just would be snappy. He'd be pissed. He'd be like, hey, what y'all doing in here? We're younger than you. We're not letting you into it. We're just wrestling. Be quiet. I'll come down there and break your neck. I'm like, okay, bro. It's time to evolve. You can't slam me in the ground. I'm new. Well, you can't really adapt that. You haven't really done anything, right? If I came in the business beating everybody and becoming the greatest, and I can't do nothing with that, I didn't need that. I need to go away. It's like somebody who gets famous off of something and then can't do anything else. Not that, like, there's something wrong with them. Like, some people get famous off of doing crazy ghetto stuff, and they can't do nothing else. That's all they got. They could do some more crazy ghetto stuff. It's really funny because that would be a nightmare situation if you were like a performer type person. Like, I got big off of ranting and being angry. And then once I had a platform, people were like, do something else. Alright. And you like fell over on your face something. I'd be like, come on bro, try again. You'd be like, I'm trying so hard. But and then you'd go on a rant about something, and people are like, yeah, I remember you used to do that? Like, he still does it. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's kind of... It's kind of poor form. Like, if you knew that you were gonna get big doing something... Like, if I just got big yelling at people... I should learn how to play the piano or something, because you're not gonna be able to yell at people much longer, and it not just be, like, some newbie stuff. It's just so funny to think about because I'm not even trying to make it seem like people are lower level beings. I'm just saying if you came up off of something controversial or perceived to be controversial, you should definitely have a backup plan. Like the controversy should just be like smashed. Like one day someone who does that should just like shoot the hood up or something. And then be like, alright y'all, I'm selling toothpaste now. I just killed Hulk Hogan with my bullets. It's like going to school, like you don't want to be graduating and then you're really just on some little kid stuff. Like that's not the point. You soiled it. Oh my god, bro, that's just really funny to me. We're like, I could already imagine somebody taking it, as a personal attack. That's like their main thing they do. They just hurt people really. Like if somebody was like Debo or something, and I was like, Debo, all you do is bleed people, bro. Come on, bro. You gotta do something else. He's like, what? You talk about Debo? You can't talk about Debo like that. I'll end your life. And then he just killed me or something. Like, all right, bro. I can imagine that happening. Ah. You might as well make like some crazy sexual content if you're gonna be in the whole controversial for life type of deal. Like people who do sexual content for like a profession or whatever they're called, a hobby, a profession, a passion, if you will, whatever you want. It's gonna be controversial, right? If you live in like the middle of nowhere, or you're like a Somalian pirate or something that doesn't really exist in society. If you're like a Crip, that'd be different. But people who do sexual content and want to be like the richest, most flashy person on the block, or you know, the most educated, political savvy person, it's not gonna happen, buddy. People are gonna say that you're just using this as a platform to show people your butt. And I'd probably agree. But that might not be the truth. People might really want to stop being big sexy. And that's just how it be. From now on, you are controversial. You have to really have done something else. Good bash? I don't think I'm going to use shield bash. I'll use the trinket weapon. Like I should be doing currently.
That's not possible.
So people do this out of like, you know, excitement or I don't know, some reason. Like being a little kid that's in the streets. But at the end of the day, they usually use it to like take people down. Like that's usually like what they use it for, right? Like I don't know anyone that was in the streets at 5 years old and who isn't still 5 years old and trying to mess people up who maybe want to move past them. It's a very tricky situation, you know. Like you don't want to stop people from doing necessarily the streets. But you don't want to stop people from doing things as like a young person that gets them elevated. But you really don't need them coming back to haunt you. You know how kids are. Like the kids, you could have told a kid to throw a baseball out the window for a video, and he'll be mad at you because you ruined his whole childhood by making him the kid who threw baseballs to a window for a video. Like, bro, you were there. You threw the baseball. Like, it's not like I was the only one doing it. You don't want to bite you in the back, the backside. Like, I don't want to puppet people around at the conflict level because they would say that they weren't even cognizant of it or whatever, and that they aren't responsible for any agreements or anything. I'd be like, bro, you benefited from this, but you can't just say I beat you up in the corner for content. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be like someone's mom that locked me in a basement for 80 years because I had my reasons. It's hard to help people who aren't really that independent and are doing their own thing because they'll start crying about, in my opinion, start crying about things that you did because you were being mean or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a record label or a music record exec who just like robs people for, you know, their art, right? Like you were just rapping you're just rapping, bro. It's not like you were making a masterpiece. Like I wasn't even trying to rob you. Nah, bro. It's hard, bro. Being in a position of power, what does that be? You knowing what's going on? Are you controlling the the direction of the content, or basically you own the content because you're the one making it, people will think you're trying to rob them, or rob them of their time, or waste their time or something. That's why you should probably just fight them in the ring, box them.
Not here. It isn't safe. We'll reconvene outside. That should hold them. First things first, we've reinforced our walls. Supplied our men to the howling monster circling the... So, I see you like keep... Lovely. While your help has been... What do you mean? I'm protecting the... Here. It's a fortress. Meant to... Or at least it's supposed to. Trust it. Lena not... Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more.
People are like the ultimate...
These talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why
people are the ultimate... Like, I'm not trying to be out of pocket or nothing. People are the ultimate urban content creator. Basically meaning the ultimate boxing rapper, big glasses type of guy. Like, that's not a skill, bro. That's like being an antagonist. Like, I'm not trying to tag anyone behind my glasses and my big boxing repertoire, my big boxing career where I beat people down. If I was a cross guard, a crosswalk guard, or whatever, people would think I was trying to, like, beef with them. Because I had power over the crosswalk. And maybe I do. Like, that doesn't mean I'm trying to hit you over by a car or anything. It just means I have power with the crosswalk. Like, it could be that I'm misusing my power, but it doesn't make crosswalk guard inherently evil.
Stand down or die.
Like, I'm not trying to be a non-existent character for the sake of big glasses. You already have big glasses on. You already got the dang business mode on where you're like a fighter. You're like P. Diddy. You can't be touched, Mo. No one can stop you. Like, don't worry about me existing and doing what I do. You just keep being P. Diddy. Big Daddy, big stacks. That's like where big glasses come from. I got a pair of sunglasses. You don't see me wearing them to further establish people's non-existence. Like, sunglasses make me look cool, and I look cool. What, do you want people to see that? Wait a minute. Like, I'm really not trying to be, The Rock. This isn't, like, my whole promo for my next match. Like, if someone like that appeared, I'd probably shit my pants because I don't know what they'd be doing this for. I'm like a little wrestling manager who gets thrown around and screams. I'm not trying to, like, bully nobody. Okay, apparently it's a vitality build. If using an axe. An axe, bro? I'll be able to use an axe. I don't want to build into something I have to use an axe, or I don't want to have to use an axe, if that is the case. Let's see what else we have for void abilities. Multi-strike has echoes. Oh, this is difficult. I don't want to build something that doesn't have void potential build or void potential. Ride deals additional melee damage for point dexterity if using a sword. Okay, this is actually different. Okay. So like I'll just go for this. It'll be cool. Alright. I just didn't finish reading it. I should have just finished reading the thing. Or read it. Actually read it. Like, I'm not trying to be Jersey Shore. I'm not trying to, like... These are, like, ways of existence. Like, I'm not trying to discredit, other things. Like, everyone isn't your personal slave just because you're the one that chose to be a butthole. I'm not trying to, harsh your mellow, bro, but if you think I'm just going to, like, not do what I want to do because you have to exist, that doesn't make sense, right? Do what you do. Do your wrestling match. Like, I'm not trying to back down. I'm not trying to step up. I'm just saying I'm not trying to be The Rock, right? Like, that means I'm not trying to be a wrestler. I mean, people at the gym aren't trying to be a bully. They're just trying to get big. That's what my whole ideology. I'm trying to get swole. I'm not trying to be a bully. Right?
I'm sure you have
I can't really
questions,
think
but
of the
let me
hero
first check and make sure the Epoch's safe.
of the swole. Like, what am I gonna say? I'm like a badass or something?
Good, good.
I'm a baddie. I'm Ice Spice then. I'm a baddie. I'm not like the Dalai Lama. I'm not a wrestler. I can't really definitively, you know, say what power I am. That would ruin the surprise. I'm like Wolverine. People mess with me. I put them in their place for like a month or a year, and they come back and do it again. Maybe one day they'll take me out, but not this time. I feel like this won't be a community. If it was like an absence of PoE and Diablo, there'd be a community. But this isn't gonna have a community. This is gonna be like the pass through. It's gonna be the valley of travel. But it's cool that people were even able to do that. Imagine if you walk through some other game like World of Warcraft. I'm just passing through. You probably wouldn't survive. They would make sure that they like burn your house down or something.
Everything okay? What? That must be Orion. An Osprey's general. What happened to the artifacts Balthus was protecting? That must be what they were after. We have to save Balthus. Their camp is not far. I have to organize. Are you sure? You'll walk into an Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthus back.
I'm shooting for almost an hour.
I cannot do that.
I think I'm getting better at streaming because an hour usually felt like a hump to get through, but now it kind of feels like I do what I do and the hour is somewhere else doing what it does, and then I check the time and the hour has already passed. Sometimes I wish I had blonde hair because It's like a veteran badge of honor in a way. You ever see someone with blonde hair? It's not like they're new here. They belong here. They're veteran. A veteran. It's not like an old person badge of honor. It's like a veteran badge of honor. It's like if I was a tough little kid, and I had blonde hair. Like, you know I was a veteran. I don't even have to do nothing tough. You already know what it is. Sometimes I wish, and then like this guy's dumb. I had blonde hair. Because this guy's cool. This guy's nice. This guy gets it. Like, having blonde hair is never old school. Like, you have people that are old school, and they were like a tough guy when they were like coming up. But if you have blonde hair, you can keep being tough, and it isn't old school. You can be like 50 years old with blonde hair, and it's still cool. You can do whatever you want to do. It's like a pass in a way. You're walking through the hood, you got blonde hair, no one's gonna mess with you. They're gonna say, "Hey, bro, where you going? I'll help you get there. I'll make sure no one messes with you. You got blonde hair, you're good. Go on through." Even if you dyed your hair blonde, if you're someone that doesn't have blonde hair naturally and you dyed your hair blonde, you might as well. you might as well. If you have blonde hair, you don't have to work hard. Unless no one can see your hair, right? If people can see your hair, you're good. If you want to just cross your arms and stare into the corner and acquire praise, do it. It's cool. Right? Like, blonde hair literally could rob you in life from doing anything of note because you have blonde hair. Like, it could literally be your whole thing. You wouldn't even know. You'd be unaware of your blonde hair powers. It's like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. You can't rock the blonde hair and then not expect to get some credit for it. To get some credit for even existing. Let's go. Like, if I start talking about people with blonde hair, and you can get someone with blonde hair to come and argue with me, you'd be lying. They literally they sit in the corner with their arms crossed. They ain't gonna finish, and then they'll argue. It's like being the president's daughter. Specifically the president's daughter. Not a king, not the president. The president's daughter. It's a badge of it's a veteran badge. You can't be the president's daughter and be a baby. You have to be a little older than the baby. You know, you gotta be a little bit of veteran. You gotta have seen at least Europe. You gotta have traveled at least Europe. Factual information. Am I saying that I'd want to have blonde hair so I can get the same privileges and perks as a president's daughter? Maybe. Maybe. You're reading too deep into it. And the power of the president's daughter isn't based off of anything other than the president's daughter, not just a daughter, or not a girl. People probably want me to say, I want to be like Chuck Norris. I want to be bad. I want to work everything I got. Everything I got, I work for. That's cool. It's nice. Like, hard work is hard work, and being the president's daughter, having blonde hair, that's something else. I haven't had it, so I can't appreciate it, right? I can work hard every day, and I can appreciate that every day. But I haven't had it yet. I worked hard before. Might not ever do it again. But imagine if you had blonde hair, you wouldn't even have to grow up. Like, you'd be a little kid forever. It'd be insane. It's like one of those little tiny Indian gods. You know? That's what having blonde hair is like. Like being a little Indian god. Like, you just sit there as a giant Indian baby god, and people just dance around you and you know, bring you their problems. You know, it's Indian god stuff. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. Like if I was sitting in class and I was like older at that point, I'd be like, wow, what are people gonna be when they grow up? I'd scan the room and I saw someone with blonde hair, I'd look right past them, not guilt trip them for not growing up, and I just would keep moving. Indian God. Do whatever you want to do. Be you. I'd say be you. Okay? That was my best joke. That was all I had, really, that, like, no, you could be a little Indian God. Doesn't matter. Like, you change somebody for wearing little shorts and talking on the phone in line or something, because that's, like, that's lazy, I guess. Little Indian God can talk on the phone all he wants. You can do whatever he wants. If you want to decide if you want to spoil your children and have them be ruined by it, just get someone with blonde hair to be your friend or something, and you'll know if you want to do that. You'll know what you want to do with them kids. If you want to spoil them and ruin them, or if you want to put a little more effort in there. Let's go. Like, you know, India, to people, probably doesn't seem that rich. That's because you've never been to India. There's two sides of the tracks, metaphorically. There's basically the blonde-haired side, not people with blonde hair, but, you know, it's the blonde-haired treatment side of India, the rich side, if you will. And then there's the other side of India that everyone knows about, that they don't know anything about, probably. I'm not even saying that having blonde hair has any inherent value. I'm saying that people will place inherent value on you having blonde hair, which is fine. People valuing something, there's nothing wrong with that. No, slow load. Hit zones. I feel like people who aren't cool are the main people internalizing and being like slang man forever. Whenever you have an intervention and someone who's here doing it still does drugs, they're like, who's a businessman? Wait. Wait a minute. I don't think people are appreciating my comedic timing or my unique perspective on things. It's time to box. People are like, guns, they're loaded bullets. They work for everything. Bullets, there's bullets. That's why I have to always be funny. We're always laughing. Load it up. Right? But then you can meet in the middle. You meet in Def Jam comedy special. I'm at their jokes, gonna throw bullets. And this we're gonna leave in the ring, Def Jam comedy style. Bring your bullets then, beach. For this Def Jam comedy, we're gonna leave it in the ring. Alright, here's another joke. Why are you feel angry? Because it's all business. They came angry. They're prepared.
For the Epoch.
I don't care.
Me was impressive, but it's mine. Core member wing.
Zen doesn't have big damage in my opinion in the very beginning, but he was also tanky. But I think once you get Void Knight and you have the Echo, which is like double damage basically, that's gonna be like burst damage. But I haven't done it yet. But using Void Cleave just inspired me to try it. This is why you gotta start younger, because people are gonna think that you think it's funny to laugh at little kids. You gotta be the little kid that's funny. I'm saying it's important. You don't want to be the kid that like supports other little kids and is like a little potbelly pig. Nothing wrong with support people, but you know, you gotta be there to know. If you know, you know. Here's what we'll do. Okay, because I don't want to be insulting people or spreading class and stuff. Everyone that is organic, you get blonde hair. We're dyeing your hair blonde. Alright? And everyone else who isn't organic, basically, because that's the only other people will be, you get to be higher level. You should be the moon or something. You get to be the moon. The more I play this game and go through it, I start to understand it. There's Era, and there's like that one dude that is kind of weird. He's in the void, basically. He was there. And then Era created a world, basically, and these crystals are beyond this world. And they construct something that them alone really aren't anything other than powerful crystals. But the real point is that they construct the last epoch, or not last epoch, just an epoch in general. And that allows them to basically utilize time travel, but it also has other properties. And one of the gods, Rye, which is a god, basically, he's out here waging war, taking the world over. And that's where our problems begin, thrusting us in different time periods. And we eventually use Last Epoch to, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far, solve the problems. The Ancient Era doesn't really have problems, nothing going on. But after the Ancient Era, you have the Divine Era, the era we live in. So we're trying to basically save these eras. We're trying to save these eras. The end of time's probably just like the hub. It's over. Like, this is, if you fail, it's the end of time. The Ruin Era, maybe we'll do something about the Void in the Ruin Era. The Imperial Era, I don't think I've ever been here. Not yet. But, you know, we're going to save the Divine Era from Rye. And then you learn more in the future that you have to go back, which is where you go to the period to save the ruined era from the immortal emperor, who bestows immortality upon the people or something. So it's cool. It makes sense. It's like Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger probably did it a little better. It's probably easy to understand. I'll explain this in Chrono Trigger mode. You go, you wake up or whatever. I don't remember how it began. You know, you leave your house, you go to the fair. You know, you meet the queen. Actually, it's Chrono Trigger.
More than that. Now, I find a new... Which, speaking of... Let's... Oh, Terra. I will be... Thank there. The shards of the Epoch are safe. The Epoch. Oh, the power to travel through... If Raya were to get his talons on it. More than that. Now, I find it... Which, speaking of... Let's head back to camp.
The difference... I don't know. I don't want to keep, like... I don't want to keep being, like, such a, slapstick energy comedian. Like, chill, bro. So the energy is like, I leave it on the ring. Like, I'm big energy, bro. I'm big energy. Like, no one should be offended. Okay? Yep. I need to get one of those dynamic mics. I think that's what they're called. The ones that are like singer mics. They like have much more, you know, you talk on the microphone, like the end of it. Hopefully I get some money today, because there was supposed to be an ordeal that was getting resolved. In layman terms, a job that needed to be dealt with, a problem needed to be solved. And upon completion of said job, said task, we would receive compensation for our time and effort, also known as payment. I don't know, bro. I don't know what people want to hear from that type of stuff, you know? And you got synonyms, you got different ways to say things. And, you know, I'm trying to find out how I want to talk on stream. I need to read a book, so I can, you know, exercise that type of fluidity when it comes to talking, to where it doesn't sound stupid, it doesn't sound smart. It sounds like I'm utilizing information, and I'm delivering it in a way that people can understand and possibly form an opinion about. You know, it's called talking in a way that people understand you. Oh.
Etera's blessing. Prayers be with you.
Wait, do you get copyright strikes for singing songs, or like the melody and all that?
And he's been quiet since he returned.
Like, how are they so good at finding copywritten stuff? Someone should just talk nonsense into the microphone and copyright it, so like no one can say anything.
Not fully.
Oh, this is a joke. This is a joke. God.
We are keepers after all. Do you think we've made a mistake going through the motions? Keeping the shards hidden, I feel as though drastic times are now. You know about them too.
Or if you come back to this time period, the Divine Era, and help fight Raya and meet the other gods, or at least meet their factions.
I apologize. I only have 2 shards, but that's enough. Lena, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you too. This is what's best for us all. With the Epoch's power, I'll finally be able to...
I wonder if they'll add DLC with more timelines. Make the timeline a little longer. Oh. Oh no. If I fail a matchmake, how do I time travel? Or just wait? This is what happened to me yesterday, but it didn't fail. It just didn't pop up on the screen. Look how, like, the world changes. I never even thought about that. Like, look how lush and green the ancient era is. And then, like, 6,000 years later, like, the oasis became less of an oasis. This isn't like an oasis, in my opinion. Became, like, a desert city with a really small oasis, very small body of water. That's cool, bro. And you have, like, rivers and stuff. Rivers cutting through all the land. And, like, they kind of turn in, like, almost swampy type of deals. Like, you have a scorched basin. This is, like, straight green. Became a scorched basin. And then, you know, society looks good. You have these big castles and stuff. Then the Imperial era. It looks kind of, trashed and gray. You know what I'm saying? Looks trashed and gray. And the Ruin era looks like just straight desolate mountains. So this is where the Immortal Emperor is in this kind of Imperial era. And it's like straight snow up here. There was snow up here in the old days. But it became even more snow in the Divine era. And this became like poopy. Still poopy. But like the poopy spreads. Like the ancient everything's cool, but then it kind of spreads all over the place, and then just poopy. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I never experienced that part. I didn't know that was possible. This game definitely reminds me of playing games back in the day, because it used to be more sleepy, in my opinion. Like, I used to be more sleepy playing games, so I didn't play them without getting sleepy or something, right? Must put like some good food in this mug. Okay, I left and came back, and it put me right where I need to be, right in the future. But yeah, that's a good attention to detail. That, you know, the ancient era is basically like the dinosaur era, in my opinion. It's the dinosaur era. You got birds and stuff. I don't know, dinosaur is the word for it. I don't think there aren't dinosaurs. I don't know. I feel like there are. There are probably dinosaurs throughout all time. You also have this floating city. I didn't even notice that. Floating city. That's the ancient era. Nice and lush. So maybe in the ancient area, this volcano, right? And somewhere in the story, they'll tell you why the volcano is no longer active. It looks like an active volcano. Then in the Divine Era, they probably blew all this stuff up. it blew it up. The burning forest. And then this Imperial Citadel appears. The Temple of Atera. Atera must be around at the ancient times. So maybe you'll, at some point in the story, go to the past and go to Temple of Atera. Sure you will. Sure you'll utilize all these things that I've noted and talked about. I can talk about the map for hours.
What is this place? Where did the Osprix go? I'll have to check my surroundings.
Stats weapon that directly add damage, increase damage, or add a chance to apply an ailment on hit, having double the effect for Rive. Okay. Alright. I'm looking to get that big power boost from, my mastery. That's what I'm looking for. I wonder if this makes the Void Knight more of a cooldown character. Because he has no real need for mana. They all just have cooldowns. Yep. So really, you gotta, be cognizant of that type of stuff, because you can't just spam your Void abilities. You have to use them on cooldown, with cooldown. I can't believe people are still complaining. It's like a train. It's like riding the train in Infinity. It's like purgatory. Someone put you on top of the chat. People complain like it was a scheduled thing for days at a time. Repent for your sins. And pray for forgiveness.
Stand down or
Maybe the
die.
purgatory would be so miserable through the gaming complaining train. Ooh, cooldowns would be great for Void Knight, but I don't need it right now. It'd be beautiful. Or if it gets cooldown reductions. Void Knight. Smite turns the void. Smite no longer heals. Exactly. Great damage. It increased damage if you have killed an enemy recently. I don't see anything about what I'm saying. Cooldowns? I don't see anything about cooldowns. Cooldown. Cooldown. Yeah, no cooldowns. You have to get it somewhere else. Yep.
Terra watch over you. Gods.
Like it's all tore up. Getting like on spooled basically, whatever. The threads and all that are getting to be like cut out. This is a bed set that is from Aldi's. You know what Aldi's is? It's like a pseudo store. It's a pseudo bargain store. It's not really a bargain. A bargain's you go to the store, they have brands, they have what you want, and it's a good deal. Aldi's is they have nothing really. It's all off brand. You can get it off brand stuff anywhere for the same price probably. Like shopping's a very easy concept. You go, you get what you need or want, you pay for it, and you're really paying for convenience, and you're paying for the quality of the product. You're not paying for like a ticket or a boxing match. It's not the same thing. if people wanted a financial advantage, they would start using coupons. They'd start couponing, or they'd start budgeting. Right? If people wanted to have an advantage to shopping, they'd have a budget. They'd have coupons, and they'd follow the sales. They'd follow products, but they really don't. Going to Dollar Tree isn't a good deal.
Yes.
It's not a good environment to be in where everyone is gonna basically look for a deal that they don't really appreciate because they always need a deal.
Gods be with you.
Basically, shopping teaches you to appreciate the things, grocery store. Appreciate the things you need, not the things you want. Because you don't go to the grocery store looking for what you want. Like, start growing your own food, or start creating your own products, so you can at least learn how hard it is to do these things. And how people can't always give you a deal because it involves them getting down on their knees and trying to reach a median where they still can exist and do what they want to do. It's not like they're in dire straits, like you may be. You know what I'm saying? If I started selling apples, I would say, look, I had to grow these apples. These apples came out the earth, and it was hard work. And I'm going to sell these apples, and the apples themselves should kind of give you that wholesome effect. You don't need me to be like a mascot. Like, come grow some apples, see how hard it is. Right? You wouldn't want to just be giving out deals. Not that, like, there's a disparaging gap, whatever, between people who buy food and people who work hard to grow it. It's not the point. Everything can't be a deal. You have to create the deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep going to you're looking. Like, you have to already be prepared. If you need a deal, you gotta prepare for that. you gotta start planning your meals. You gotta budget, right? Like, if I want to drink Monster's kind of expensive. I have to basically buy a lifetime supply of Monster, right? For my next trick, I shall make my commute disappear. I'm so boring. That's why they have, like, a Democrat. Democrat people is like the perceived people's champion who helps you get a deal. So I'll create the Democrats manifesto, and I'll start following the deals and posting them on my Democrat blog site, so people can utilize information to make the best decisions and teach them how to budget. Right? You can't just be someone that throws stuff at people. You got to teach them why this is important. Right? Like, you don't play the fool to not get taught a lesson, right? You play the fool, people try to teach you, it's not working, you keep playing fool, right? Play the fool. You don't want to be a foolish man who does foolish things for foolish reasons.
Gods be with you. Stay safe.
Oh, there's actually nothing over here. I don't know. I don't talk to gain energy. I'm not like a plant. I don't just absorb. I don't just create energy. I don't create my own energy. I'm like a cannibal or something, bro. I follow around the source of food. I can't just create my own energy. Where the health bars at? Oh, there they are. Yeah. I gotta use the bathroom. Ugh. I think I'll stop right here. Use the bathroom.
Farewell.
I drank a bunch of monster. My taste buds saying get another one. My body's saying no more monster for you. You drank too much monster. I'll be back. I'm back from using the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. Don't tell people what you're gonna do in the bathroom. Just tell them you're going to the bathroom. Move our soap at head level, mouth level. Increase my damage. Alright. The bridge does some more damage. Now it's time to use Juggernaut, Juggernaut, because there'll be tons of void enemies in this area. Just go Juggernaut. It also gives you strength. Juggernaut. Then the next area, well, it already goes poison, but let me see if there's any other resistances. I'll probably just go like armor clad. Yep. I actually have one unspent point. I'll probably go Reckless Spin, because I need more mana. What's mana cost? I can get Echo Knight. So actually, I'll throw my next point in Echo Knight. I think this cost that it currently is at is sufficient. I won't actually go for Reckless Spin. I'll just throw more points into Unchained. So the stacking potential is there. Echo basically causing my attacks to damage twice. There being stuff like Molten Path where I shred armor and then that allows me to do more damage. It's kind of basically me saying I want to do more damage. How do I do that? I lower the enemy resistance. I don't just do more damage. Easily understandable. People's understanding of things could be a little too localized for in my opinion. What you do with that is you take care of like their local area, and it becomes, you know, prestigious, and you know it's great, and it basically pours knowledge, energy into you, the helper, and then you don't have to worry about it being like a bad thing.
What brings
The understanding actually helps them understand things you can never understand.
Etera's grace be with you.
Jesus, bro. Where's my phone at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it isn't to change the local man, the man of local location. It's to basically improve his surroundings where he understands what you're talking about because he has it available to him. You know, this could be like equivalent to someone in Russia, you know, Mother Russia, vodka, and that location will never be great enough as far as local locations go to have them understand the universe or anything. So like that's when you'd rally the troops. Look, potato farmers and I don't know potato farmers, but vodka drinking Russian locals. We need to build the great city in the heart of Russia, and, you know, increase our science and all that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's say you have some southern dudes who are going to be in the south for a long time. You need to increase their quality of life. You know, get them some, like, porch fans and air filters. Get them, like, some good TV packages so they can watch football. You know, they're southern. Simple people. People in the south aren't trying to evolve into, like, radioactive space-age beings. It's not a dig. It's a group of people who, you know, live the southern life. Give them some southern comforts. You know, have Sunday dinner or something. I don't know. All this being said, just to, you know, they don't need the mega man or the mega city. They need quality of life.
Come off me.
Only a little longer.
Impressive. Go on. I'll be right behind you.
Okay. I think this is actually the council chamber is a more hub-like area. What's max level for this game? 100? Sheesh. You think they'll increase the level cap if they ever release an expansion? Well, 150, 120? Maybe 140? Alright, okay. Huh. Jesus, bro. The Discord, it's like like playing in traffic. You go to Discord, you'll like post something and then you'll be like, alright, no one's gonna show up, no one's gonna reply. And it's like you walk onto the highway and people just, come here, boy! Run you over. We gotta start a motorcade, y'all. We gotta start like one of those motorcades. Motorcade. I don't think I'm gonna put any points in a counterattack. Seems like a waste. I don't need retribution. I don't really have any cooldowns currently that I'm using. I'll just probably go for more Juggernaut. Multi-attack. See, multi-attack has the superior void, thing, you know what I'm saying? Multi-strike attacks, repeat it by your echoes, have additional swords. Not really anything for the void. Nothing really. Oh wait, here we go. Additional maximum stacks. Armament. What is armament? Armament. Armament stacks last longer. Armament? Okay, this gives you armament. It's like a grant you stack armament. If you hit at least one enemy, armament stacks up to 2 times, and each stack lasts 3 seconds. The stacks last longer and grant you additional melee. Additional armor stacks. Armament stacks. One strike. It's additional sword while you are at maximum stacks of armament. Wielding container weapon. Void cleave consumes all stacks of armament to gain more damage. Okay. No, I don't think I'm gonna stick with the revive. Because it deals void damage. I want to do void damage.
I see.
You. I can sense that you have a shard of the. I see.
Like all F4 is such an ancient rolling tactic that like I'm not gonna bring nothing good.
Shard. Elder Panya, I have received word. Please, the gods have long left this world, but their memory will give you comfort. Be safe, traveler.
Yes.
Find last archive. I am confused. I'm not finding last archive. Okay. So I'm going to build my 2 points together. Moscow, the mega city, and the kind of the local quality of life for Russia not being improvable, I guess. You can't improve that. With my southern, quality of life improvements, I'm gonna create the mega city known as the local mega city, Big Southern Moscow. That's how we'll save Russia from, it being in the middle of nowhere. Chamber, blah blah blah. I'm going for the ledger, right? Right. Someone in here? 20 seconds. Or there's a chance to summon a skeleton harvester. 15 seconds on kill.
Stand down,
Warpath base physical damage is converted to void. Consequently, this damage scales with increased the void damage, but not increases the physical damage. Warpath has a chance to inflict time rot, bleed, and ignite chance from all sources. Wait, inflict time rot. Bleed and ignite chance from all sources are converted to time rot. Time rot chance. What is time rot? I gotta find time rot. The added chance not affected by Warpath's reduction to ailment application chance. The converted chance is affected as normal. Time rot is an ailment that deals 45 void damage over time. So if I were to go fire, or not really fire damage, but just ignite chance, which it should be somewhere. Damage. Ignite. I don't even see that. It's way over here. So I'd probably go for bleed, and it would change it to void damage and all that. Void damage, how's the void damage scale? What scales void damage? Is it vitality? Strength. Void damage. It doesn't really tell me how that operates. But, you know, Void Knight, blah blah blah. I'm gonna assume that you'd rather have Warpath do void damage. So I'm going Void Knight. I don't know. I don't want to make the wrong decision like I did with my Paladin, who's just not doing enough damage through other sources like fire and stuff. I think I'll hold off on upgrading down the void path. Basically, Apocalypse Whirl. Warpath hits deal more damage against enemies per stack. Whirl, or while spinning, you cast Abyssal Echoes every 5 seconds. Abyssal Echoes reaches plus Abyssal Decay. Enemies of Abyssal Decay take void damage. Take a hit. If they take a hit, all the damage from Abyssal Decay is dealt immediately. So, you know, none of this scales with attunement. Let me look this up. I need to find out what does void damage scale with. Void damage. So apparently these are void scaling, or not vitality scaling. Okay, that's cool because I'm already kind of trying to be tanky. Vitality is a beautiful middle ground. Vitality. Yeah, I can just upgrade fearlessness. Vitality. Not health, but literally vitality. It's different. So does this increase vitality? Void damage, just pure void damage. I haven't seen the vitality other than that. Vitality. I think it's just that one part. That should be fine. can see if someone's here. There's some snacks something I can eat. These are my damage. Travel further. Quickly. Channeling warpath for at least 2 seconds. Next quickly. In 1 second deals more damage. Quickly switch to fire damage? Yeah, you can switch it to fire. Oh, you shouldn't. Not really familiar with the thing if there's resistances. Enemies have resistances. Let me look that up as well. All right, I'm back. Here, just I'm not gonna really worry about this being in the camera anymore. I just want it to be up to my face where like I can see the screen. I'll put it like right here, right in my face. Yep, that's how I'm gonna put it. Right? No one's worried about seeing me.
What? Goodbye.
Ooh, legendary gloves. Beach gloves.
Bah.
Yes?
Actually, might about to be ordering a new mic. I want to get the Wave DX.
Follow
It's
your
one of
feet.
those mics. I think they're like. Here, wait. Yeah, it's like a dynamic mic. It's like one of those, you know, dynamic mics, like those longer mics, like a singer would use. And right now I'm using a condenser mic. The condenser mics are like the ones that are like the podcast looking ones that like have the big body for the microphone, like a like a um like a Blue Yeti or something like that. And you know the problem with those condenser mics, like the one I'm using, is it picks up sound from all over your room. I'd rather just be able to talk into it directly and that be what it picks up. And having a high quality mic wouldn't hurt either. And you know when it comes to the dynamic mics, I could probably turn this down a little bit because it's so close to my face. When it comes to the condenser mic or the dynamic mics, that's how you would have them. You'd have them right in front of you, and you would talk right into it. And like you don't really need to do that with the mic I have. You can like probably I can put it away from me, but I really don't like where it is. Like, I'd rather be able to look over it and not around it. Oh, here it is. Hammer Vortex. That's what I was talking about. Spirals. Does some void damage. Hammer's again disintegrating aura. It's just disintegrating aura. It's different. I don't know about 20 minutes. I don't know where you are in the world or what server you're playing on, but 20 minutes, that's not gonna happen. Probably like 5 minutes. Just reading the chat on the side. All right. Oh man, that's history. All right. Hopefully,
Panions, Elder Panion, I fear the void is manipulating. You must please stop him.
can I already access these if I wanted to? Smite doing void damage would be beautiful because it probably scales with vitality. I can actually use smite if I wanted to.
Gods be with you.
Alright, I'm about to get my mastery. Wait. The armory's this way. Okay. Alright. The ancient era isn't loading. It's not doing it. I think I'm gonna take a break. Probably work when I get back. I don't know. Wait, it's working? Okay. Let me get to this checkpoint up ahead and I'm gonna take a break. People talk about Diablo so much, it's like they miss it. That's what I basically was talking about today. We're like, people aren't going to talk about Diablo from just like a hating perspective. We're talking about they miss it and they wish it was better. Like, everyone wishes Diablo's better, bro. Come on. Stop talking about it. It's not gonna be... I'm not gonna do that much for the game, make the end game anything other than what it is. Let's enjoy last Epoch. Stop talking about Diablo. Alright, I'm gonna go take a break. My stomach is feeling kind of nauseous.